Chapter 156. Jealousy. The movie theater was crowded everywhere. After picking up the tickets, Ava turned around but didn't see Adrian. Instead, she saw Mandy Cooper and Ryan Jong. "Ava, you're here to see a movie too." A hint of surprise colored Mandy's voice. Ava appearing at a movie theater wasn't strange, but her appearing alone was... Did you come by yourself? Mandy's gaze swept over the 2 movie tickets in Ava's hand. Who was so clueless as to make Ava pick up the tickets? Ava's pure face revealed a sweet smile. "I came with my husband. He's buying stuff." Only when Mandy greeted her did she notice Adrian at the counter in the distance buying cola and popcorn. He must have it out for her. This was basically a calorie bomb. Mandy and Ryan followed Ava's line of sight. Adrian held cola in his left hand, popcorn in his right. Truly unbelievable to actually see Adrian here, especially Mandy. She hadn't known Ava and Adrian had dated before. When she'd returned to the country, she'd only known that Grace had been pursuing Adrian. After Adrian and Grace started dating, she'd encountered them together at banquets several times. Adrian with Grace had been no different from his usual self. Yet Ava and Adrian's marriage was supposed to be an arrangement. So why did things seem different? When Adrian walked over, Ava took his arm and introduced Mandy. The 2 exchanged polite greetings. As Adrian withdrew his gaze, he cast a cool glance at Ryan. The latter felt a chill run down his neck. Ryan smiled ingratiatingly and greeted Adrian. Just because he'd once given Ava flowers and Adrian had caught him, how many years ago was that? Yet Adrian's hostility toward him hadn't diminished one bit. "Let's go. We should get going too. Our movie's about to start. Bye, Mandy." Ava waved at Mandy. Mandy smiled in response. She turned to look at Ryan, puzzled. "Why do I feel like Mr. Pierce has such hostility toward you? Like he wanted to devour him?" Ryan laughed dryly twice, refusing to answer the question. Everyone knew he used to like Ava. Of course, Adrian's hostility was strong. "Ryan, you're not going to tell the truth again, are you?" Mandy's eyes narrowed, her posture suggesting he'd be in trouble if he didn't speak up. Ryan only felt his head throb. Last year, Mandy had seemed like a different person. Yet he happened to be quite fond of this side of her. "When Ava graduated middle school, I gave her a bouquet of roses. He caught me." Ryan's gaze wandered uncertainly. He felt too guilty to look at Mandy. Mandy clicked her tongue. She'd known about Ryan liking Ava since Ava returned to the country, but as Ava had said, Ryan's feelings for Ava were more like a yearning for a distant moon hanging in the sky. Not necessarily deep affection, and besides, Ava had never liked Ryan back. Some things she cared about very much, but some things she felt weren't worth fussing over, like the fact that Ryan had once liked Ava. Her reaction surprised Ryan somewhat. Usually, if any women appeared around him, Mandy wouldn't be polite. He figured it was probably because Mandy was close with Ava, and Ava was married now. But why would Ava agree to a marriage arrangement with him? Mandy was a bit puzzled. Though Adrian could cover the sky with one hand in New Harbor with Ava's credentials, there was no need to demean herself by marrying her sister's ex. Maybe she likes doing charity work. Ryan shrugged. Adrian was sick, and only Ava could cure him. How was that not charity? Though both the Pierce and Hart families publicly claimed it was just a marriage arrangement, he'd seen how Adrian and Ava were when they dated. Did they think they could fool him? Ava handed the tickets to the attendant checking them. As the attendant tore the stubs, she turned to look at Adrian. "Why are you giving Ryan the cold shoulder? He has a girlfriend now. Are you still holding a grudge?" Ava found it amusing. It was just a bouquet of roses. Yet, he'd remembered it for over a decade. After catching Ryan giving her flowers that time, he never again allowed roses within his sight. During all those years she was with Adrian, he only ever gave her one type of flower, balloon flowers. She'd once asked Adrian why he didn't switch to a different flower. Adrian had said quite grandly, "I'm a devoted person. I don't like changing things easily." She had no particular requirements about flowers. As long as he didn't send gardenias, she didn't care. So she'd let Adrian have his way. "Ryan." Adrian gave her a sardonic look, then strode inside. Ava couldn't help laughing, grinning from ear to ear. So childish, jealous over a form of address. Even after finding their seats, Ava didn't coax Adrian. She wanted to see how long he could stay mad today. Ava felt guilty, but still took a sip of cola. She lightly bit the straw, pretending to ignore Adrian. Just then, Autumn sent a voice message. She opened it and nearly choked. Ava. A few young models came by today, tall with long legs, each one looking absolutely fresh. Wanna come play? As Ava listened to the message, she felt the surrounding temperature gradually drop. She laughed dryly. Adrian, I'm not that kind of person. Whether you are or not, you know in your heart. Adrian glanced at Ava. Ava grinned and shoved her phone in front of Adrian. Look, I rejected her. I wouldn't… Before she could finish, another message from Autumn came through. Is Adrian next to you? No worries. I'll send you photos. If you like any, I'll give you their contact info. Ava hurriedly turned off her phone. She was afraid Autumn would say more outrageous things and expose all her old secrets. When Autumn and Lena visited her abroad, they would indeed find handsome models to drink with, and sometimes date ones they found appealing. Generally, they looked for unknowns. Famous ones might cause bad rumors. Autumn and Lena would occasionally pull strings to provide some resources, not minding supporting those poor but pretty boys. But she minded quite a bit. She wanted handsome guys, but she wasn't spending money on them. So she generally only dated once, and after determining their finances weren't up to par, there'd be no follow-up. Eventually, she gradually lost interest. She didn't lack men willing to spend money on her. There was really no need to pursue men at her own expense. Adrian, the movie's about to start. Just as Ava was thinking how to make excuses, the theater lights went out and previews for upcoming movies began playing on the big screen. She lifted the armrest between their seats and leaned intimately against Adrian's shoulder. Adrian, I promise my heart is true to you. Don't be mad. Next time if they send me this kind of thing, I'll definitely block them. She promised that next time she wouldn't open Autumn and Lena's chat window in front of Adrian. After chatting, she'd delete everything clean. Is that so? Adrian drew out his syllables, sounding like he didn't believe her. Ava leaned close to Adrian and kissed his lips. Of course. I only like you. I have no interest in other men. The white light from the big screen reflected on Adrian's face. His handsome features lifted slightly. Prove it to me when we get home tonight. Ava's smile froze. Damn, Adrian. Always looking for opportunities to take advantage of her. When they got back, she'd pull a surprise counterattack on him and see how he'd prove his love for her.